Hello. I want to say um 3 things before I start this video. One, I'm not asking for sympathy. I don't want people to pity follow me. I am giving you this because I believe if I can help someone else, it'll make it worth it. And if someone showed you this video, I can explain what they're going through. 2, don't use this to diagnose yourself. I'm not a professional. I was diagnosed with these things, and I will explain what those things are, but in the end, we're all human, and only a psychiatrist can diagnose you. 3, if you're gonna share your own experiences, please put trigger warnings. Okay. Have you ever felt like... No. Have you ever watched a movie? Many of you will say yes. You sit down in front of your couch, in front of a PC, in front of your iPad or phone. You click play and sit back. That's what my life has felt like for quite a while. Like an actor who wasn't privy to the script with people I don't recognize the face of all of the time. And I have to just go through every day and I expect things to just work. Some days I am privy to that script. Others, I don't know that script. I don't know who I am, what my age is, my favorite color, what I look like. I have theories on why it's like this, mostly due to my diagnosis, which was PTSD, and a couple of others, including BPD. But there was an event in my childhood I think skyrocketed this. I'm not going to say the event itself, but afterwards it felt like I was a ghost, like I was dead. I would go and everything would look like it was grain, it was film, and nothing felt real. It felt like my head was somewhere completely different, but my body was still working, like a corpse. You see in The Walking Dead, you might see the corpses on there. Though I don't look like that, I can probably say that. It felt like that. It felt like I was this person being puppeteered by something else. And I was just there watching in the background. I would look at myself in the mirror and I wouldn't recognize who that was. I'd have to tell myself, it's me. I'd touch my face, I'd wash my hands, and every feeling felt so far away in a sense. And my head felt weird, like I was in a balloon. I would go about my day. And some days it was easier, some days it wasn't. Most of the time it would be due to triggers, stress, that dissociation would come back strong and would catapult me into a fog that I couldn't get out of. I would forget days. I would forget promises I made. And that still is like that nowadays. I can tell you with confidence the last 5 days what I did based on a schedule that I've set myself up to. But I don't know what happened the last 5 days. There are things that could have happened at those days that I'm not aware of. But I hope my friends who are aware of the situation and are aware of much more would tell me if something happened. It's normal for me to not remember days prior. It is very normal. I will remember maybe a tidbit. Maybe sometimes I will have a vague idea of something, but I cannot grasp the idea itself. And all of that is kind of scary. All of that feels very different. But it's always been hard to explain to someone how that feels, because explaining it in itself makes those feelings, that fog, come back. I've always explained that me and my brain are two different people. It's something I've done since I was a kid. Any therapist would say it was weird. But it's how I feel. I am this little tiny bug in my brain watching everything happen. And I can influence some parts on good days. I can put my hand down, I can put my hand to my head. I'm doing that, by the way. But events in my life feels like that was the narrative of a script. Like, what happened wasn't influenced by me, it was influenced by some script or some movie or whatever. And I'm using all this language to try and explain to you how I feel. Now, I'm a very logical person. I can sit down and say, this and this happened. I can influence my life, but it doesn't always feel like it. And I feel like that's the hardest part of living a life like this. The methods that I use to ground myself are like pressure on my chest, my friends being around telling me things. But some days those methods just do not help. So I thought if I come on here, if I tell you about my struggles, that I'd at least help someone. Because the only reason why I share mental health online is because I want other people to, if they're going through something similar, to feel at home, feel safe. Because I never had that. I never had someone who I could explain my issues to. I had therapists, but those people aren't your friends. They're paid to be there. Oh, I hope with this maybe someone else will feel a little bit better. Have a little bit better a day, or maybe know that they're not alone, because they're not. Thank you for watching.